What's going on, Chuba? Welcome back to another GTA 5 online video. So guys, today we are doing a small guide on the Fleeca Job heist. So this week we have double cash and also double RP on all the original heists that you can launch from your apartment. So I thought it would be a good idea to do a guide on the first one, the Fleeca Job, and then maybe afterwards I will also do a guide on the others. The first thing that you need in order to play the heists is a high-end apartment. So when you go to Dynasty 8, when you click on a apartment, top left you can see the level of that apartment. So in this case it was medium, but for example for this apartment, if you click on it, then click on it on the map, then you can see top left it says high-end. So you need a high-end apartment. Also the high-end apartments, by the way, this week they're also in discount, so that's also a good thing. So that when you have the apartment, go to it, go to the room that is marked by a green H on the map, so that's the heist planning room, and then basically start the Fleeca Job. The startup cost is 11.5k. Now for the Fleeca Job, it's 2 players that you need, so the matchmaking isn't really that difficult. For the other heists, it's always 4 people, so that's a little bit more difficult, especially for the setups. But for the Fleeca Job, 2 people. The first setup is basically a scope out, very simple, just get in Lester's car, drive to the Fleeca bank. So over here, Lester will show you some camera footage of the bank itself. So if you're playing it for the first time, look how the bank looks, look where the vault is. So this way, when you're doing the final, you can find everything a lot easier. Now then, you just have to drive back to the factory. When you're driving back, the person in the passenger seat, they will have to do a hack like this. So basically connect the 2 parts of the circuit. 2 hacks like this that you have to do. Pretty easy if you ask me. Then when you get to the factory, get in the other car with Paige. Drive back to your garage, and that's the first setup. So the first setup, just a scope out mission, very easy, not a lot of stuff that you have to do. The second one is called Kuruma. So in this one, you're basically stealing the armored Kuruma that you will use in the final. Now for this setup, you can choose which car that you're going to use, so custom vehicle. I recommend that you use a armored Kuruma. If you don't have it, you can also use stuff like a Toreador, for example, Vigilante, also the Insurgent pickup, I think. But if you have a Kuruma, the armored Kuruma, that's also the car that you're stealing. You can just go to the parking lot, park right next to the armored Kuruma that you have to steal. No one can hit you because the car is basically armored. Your teammate gets out, gets in the other Kuruma, and then you can just drive off. This way you don't have to kill anybody, you can just get in the other Kuruma, drive off, very easy, very simple, and also fast. Then when you deliver it back to the factory, that's basically the second setup. So in total, I think the 2 setups, it took me 13 minutes. So if you do it fast, you can maybe even do it in 10 minutes. So after that, you can launch the final, go back to your apartment, launch the final. Total cut is 230k, so that's with the double cash this week. Normally it's 115. In the heist, you have a driller, you also have a driver. The easiest thing that you can do, so the easiest role is basically the driver. So if you have someone that's doing it for the first time, let them be the driver. Or if you have a random, let them be the driver. Over here, again, you can pick your custom vehicle. I would recommend something like the Toreador or the Vigilante. If you don't have those 2, you can also just use a car that is fast. But the purpose of the Toreador is just that it has a boost so you can get to the factory fast. When you're at the factory, get in the Kuruma, driver drives obviously, the driller is in the passenger seat, and just like with the first setup, the guy in the passenger seat, he will have to do this hack again. So again, connect the circuit, this time not 2 times that you have to do it, but 3 times that you have to do this hack. The hack, by the way, you can fail it as much as you want, but of course try to do it as fast as possible, because this way you might also do the Elite Challenge, and one of the challenges for the Elite Challenge is basically complete the heist in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. When you're at the bank, you can unlock the vault with an app on your phone, and then make sure to equip your mask. Now one tip that I can give you guys is the driver, let them drive in the bank backwards. So put the Kuruma basically in the bank. So this way, when you're done, you can just get in the car immediately. You don't have to go outside, because outside there will be cops. Then you can just drive off very fast, very easy. So the driller, he has to open the safety deposit box. This is something that is kind of difficult, you could say, because the drill, it overheats very easily. So the thing that you basically have to do is kind of control the power of the drill. And if you want to control it, just push down the R2 trigger halfway. So don't push it down all the way, because then you're giving too much power. And then with the left analog stick, push forwards, but not too much. So depending on where you are with the drill, you have to push forward a little bit more, but make sure that you're not pushing too hard so that the drill doesn't become red. So this drilling, it's kind of something that is very sensitive. So the key of it is just try to adjust yourself to how the drill is acting. Don't push all the way down. with both the analog stick and also with the R2 trigger. Just take it easy. If you're doing it a little slow, don't worry, especially if it's your first time. Normally when you get out, the Kuruma should still be in the bank and then you can go, but my teammate over here, he thought I was already in the car, so he already drove off, but I think you guys get the idea. Then the last thing that you have to do is go to the checkpoint. There will be a cargo bob with a huge magnet under it. Drive under the magnet will attract you, and then once you're attached, you're done, guys. So in total, I think the Fleeca job took us 28 minutes to complete it all. So that's 28 minutes with all the cutscenes as well, and also with the loading screens. We got 230k this week with the double cash. In a normal week, it's 115k. And then, of course, you also have to split it between the two players. So 28 minutes, 230k this week. We did 50-50. So that's 115k in 28 minutes. Obviously, not that great. But also keep in mind, the Fleeca job, it's simple. It's the first bank robbery in the game that they added. It's also a classic job. So definitely this week we're trying. For the Elite Challenge, 5 minutes and 20 seconds, less than 6% damage on the Kuruma, and nobody gets wasted. I have to be honest, the Elite Challenge on the original heists, they're pretty hard. So if you can complete this, you're already doing a great job. So guys, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my Discord in the description, and peace out, you guys.